Hello everybody, Mike Arnold here, co-founder of Pat Trading Partners along with Bob Iacchino. So I hope everybody updated their levels because this was the correct peak for the retracement levels, which also means that all the projection levels also had to be updated. Not that it really mattered. Since the peak pulled back, collapsed through the rotation zone, all the way back down to a 50% retracement from this whole up move. We've seen price action like this before, especially after a major run-up. When some massive selling comes in, this is why we always talk about having stops or knowing where you're going to lock in profits, which is why we use our levels. We'll also hope that everybody spotted, I started alluding to this yesterday, with the divergence. And divergence easily confirmed, and then we got the pullback, and you can see it pulled back to the bottom of the rotation zone on the daily chart and recovering a bit. So let me switch back to the 4-hour chart. What does that lead us to now? Well, now we can do our projections to the downside, which give us 37.53. Then the key area I'm going to be watching is this 37.34 area. Close below that will then violate the Gann pullback rules. Anywhere in here is a suitable major pullback. Anything below 62.5 violates the pullback rules. Then I'll start watching for lower prices, and the next lower price is 36.94, essentially 3,700. Now, rallies about 39.50 to about 39. We'll call it about 4,000. There's a wide range in here. We have the 37.5 retracement level. Let's actually put on the retracements also just here to see if anything else lines up. I'll change the color on this because we can, with this pretty big sell-off, we can watch what happens. So this, I'll start watching the 39.50 area, but 39.88. So we have this prior major support shelf now corresponding with a 37.5% retracement, and we'll have the declining rotation zone coming in there. So that's a key rally area that I'd be watching for. If we did get through there, then again it's a 50% retracement of the sell-off, and the upper end that was resistance before that it broke out of would be right around 4,050, and that's just through the top of the rotation zone. So those are the two key areas we'll be watching on any rally. If we just pause here, let the rotation zone catch up, and then rotate lower again, 37.50, and then 37.35 key area you don't want to close below, and then 36.94 rounded up to 3,700. Let's see how all that fits on the daily chart. Daily chart. So again, if we get back down below this 3,800 level, that means we're below the rotation zone on the daily and below the 50-day exponential moving average. So then again, that reinforces lower prices, and at least look where the 62.5 retracement is. That's this prior resistance level, could potentially become support. So that's going to be a very key level to watch for. Switching over to Ethereum, also these levels have to be updated. Remember, I said if you don't get the pause or pullback bar, you can't have the correct level. So it then spiked through our next 166.57 area, pausing just above that. So these levels were done then, and then selling back down just like Bitcoin. So where does that leave us right now? Let's put on our retracement levels for here. So here I'll be watching this major cluster that we just hit. It's about 145 area, so that was a prior support becoming resistance, and this dual cluster. If we get through that, the next key area I'll be watching is about 150 to about 151. It's going to be the next major area. In order for this to really get a move on again, we have a huge cluster at 153 to 154, so I would not get bullish again until we get a key close above that. So we're a fair way off to that, and it would have to get through declining rotation zone. We can also put up our projections down. So this was the 50% level. We just stopped above there. We're pausing above there now. If we go back through there, 132.42, and then 128.25 is right at the, or 127.80 to 128.25. Major cluster, you don't want to see a close below 127.80 because then we'll start watching for lower prices because the 62.5% Gann rotation area will not have held. So that's the way we're looking on the 4-hour chart on the daily. Here we go. Sorry about that brief pause. So selling off just above the bottom of the rotation zone, staying within the rotation zone right now. So again, if we hit this next level, 132.42 will be definitely below the rotation zone, and then hitting the 62.5 area would take us below the 50 also, and back into this prior resistance becoming support area. So this is a very key line in the sand if we sell off more. So there's no bottoming pattern just yet, and we also did have a divergence in Ethereum. So the key thing with divergences is you don't know it's going to signal an end. It's showing waning momentum, so it's best then to use the key levels we talk about to move up stops or lock in profits, so you don't get taken blindsided by these huge kind of selling bars. So we have for you on this quick update. And well, it wasn't that quick, but it was a good update, and we'll talk to everyone soon. Bye for now.